Hi guys, the Benidorm Enthusiast here with Benidorm Stuff YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you the entry requirements for travel to Spain, what you're required to do on your return from your trip, and also showing you where you can get tests done in Benidorm. Currently being inundated with questions on our Facebook page, so hopefully this video will answer all of them, and we'll post all the relevant links in the description below. The first thing to talk about is a form that must be filled in by every single passenger entering Spain, regardless of where you're coming from. This is the Spanish Health Control Form. It's a passenger locator form and it's filled in online. Link 1 in the description will take you to the website. You can start to fill in this form at any time, but there are some sections, like the one referring to travel history, which can only be completed within the 48 hours before your arrival in Spain. Once completed, you'll receive a QR code which you can download or print, and it's this code which is essential for entry to Spain. Once again, this is for every passenger coming in, no matter where you're coming from. Okay, so now starting with the UK. At the moment, for entry to Spain from the UK, you do not need any tests or proof of vaccination. No PCR, no antigen test, no vaccine passport. Spain has declared the UK a low-risk country due to the high percentage vaccinated, and as such, people coming from the UK are exempt from the testing requirements. Now also remember, things can change very quickly in the current situation, so always check the government guidelines before travelling. You can find a good website to keep up with Spanish regulations by clicking on link 2 below. You should also make sure you have sufficient insurance cover, as the FCO still advise against all but essential travel to Spain from the UK. This could affect your insurance policy, so check with your insurer that you're covered. This also applies if you're travelling from Ireland, as their government advises against all non-essential international travel at the moment. If you're travelling from an EU country, such as the Republic of Ireland, or any third non-EU country which is not on the low-risk list, all passengers aged 12 and above will need to present documentation of one of three options. Either a negative COVID test result done within the 48 hours before arrival in Spain. This can be an antigen, PCR, TMA or LAMP test. Second option, a document certifying vaccination against COVID-19. Third option, COVID-19 recovery certificate. How you obtain the documentation for these options will depend on the country you're in. In the EU, the COVID digital certificate will have all this information on. Officially, it's being rolled out across the EU from July 1st. Some countries have it available already, like Spain. You'll need to contact the relevant authorities of the country you're in if you're unsure how to get hold of these documents. Just to make it clear again, this is not necessary for the UK right now. This is for EU countries and third non-EU countries not on the low-risk list. The UK are exempt at present because they're considered a low-risk country by Spain. So that's it, you're in Spain. Welcome. The main requirement for your time in Spain is that you enjoy yourself, have fun, soak up the sun, eat and drink too much, relax and unwind. But you must also always respect the rules and regulations of Spain, and specifically of the region that you're in. We do regular updates across our social media platforms about the restrictions in the Levante region. So make sure you're subscribed and follow us to stay up to date if you have plans to travel soon. Now, leaving Spain is where it starts to get a little more complicated, but I'm going to try and break it down as best I can for you. If you're returning to the UK, Spain is still on the amber list within the UK traffic light system, so you must be prepared and able to quarantine at home for 10 days. There is talk of relaxing this to allow fully vaccinated people to travel to amber countries without the need for quarantine on return, but it is only talk at the moment, not confirmed. As it stands, the quarantine is mandatory, and they are also doing lots of checks going on the feedback we're getting off people who have travelled recently. So it's not even worth thinking about trying to skip this isolation requirement. Before leaving Spain, all passengers 11 and over need a negative COVID test result done within 72 hours of flying. This can be the antigen test, PCR or LAMP test. And we're going to show you where you can get these tests done in Benidorm at the end of this video. Before leaving Spain, you also need to book a day 2 and day 8 testing kit. These are to be done on the corresponding days of your isolation in the UK, but must be booked before you depart for your flight to the UK. For England and Northern Ireland, these can be booked through various providers. You can search and book using links 3, 4 and 5 in the video description. For Scotland and Wales, they must be booked via the government portal, and you'll find links 6 and 7 correspond to this. Once you've done your test in Spain and you've booked your day 2 and day 8 tests, the last thing to do is fill out the UK passenger locator form. You'll find this under link 8 in the video description. And that's it, you're all set to travel back to the UK. In England, you also have the option to take another PCR test after 5 days, quarantine at home, being called the test to release, which means if you come back negative, you can come out of isolation early. Have a look at link 9 for info on this in the video description. Now let's go through the process if you're travelling back to the Republic of Ireland from Spain. Firstly, you must be prepared to quarantine for 14 days. Passengers aged 7 and over need a negative PCR test result before departing for Ireland, done within 72 hours of flying out of Spain. We're going to show you shortly where in Benidorm you can get these tests done. You also need to complete the Irish passenger locator form, which you'll find in link 10 below. I hope this answers most, if not all, of the questions you have about travel to and from Spain at the moment. Travel isn't so easy like before, but once you get your head around these things, it isn't particularly complicated either. It's just a little different to what we're used to. Now we're going to show you 3 centres in Benidorm where you can get your tests done. First place to show you is Clinica Rincon. It's a small private clinic in the Rincon area, in between the corner bar and the rock and roll house. They do the antigen test and the PCR test, and contact details for the website where you can book can be found below in link 11. Now this place does seem to be the cheapest place to get tests done at the moment, and because of that they are getting pretty busy. So we do have 2 more options available to you should you find that this place is fully booked. Second option for your tests in Benidorm is the Imed Levante Hospital. This is a private hospital also in the Rincon area, just behind the hotels Melia and Flamingo Oasis. Link 12 in the video description below will take you to their website where you can book online. Third option for testing is Hospital Clinica Benidorm. This is another private hospital at the back of the Old Town next to the Princy Park Hotel. They also do all types of testing, and you can book online through their website, which you'll find under link 13 in the description below. If you have any further questions, leave us a comment or get in touch with us via our Facebook page. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast, and we try our best to keep all the info updated across our platforms. Thanks for watching, please click share and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you soon. Until then, stay positive and stay safe.